It's like I just zapped into the show. Just transition. Hey guys, what's up? My name's Ben over here at the Empower Gaming Computer Studio again, building another PC. So today we're going to be building a very special PC for somebody who handles literally every PC, or pretty much every PC that leaves here, and that is our UPS driver. UPS driver Chad. So if you ever wondered how your PC makes it from point A to point B, I always envisioned Chad carrying it the whole way, but I know Chad doesn't. But that's what I like to envision because he's such a cool dude. So, Mr. Chad, this build is for you. Let's do it! All right, we're just gonna hop right into it because it's a late night already. Got a late start, per usual. Anytime I say we're gonna start around 7:30, just imagine that it's two or 3 hours later. Just add 2 hours to that. This is about what happens every time, it seems like. In a perfect world, you know, things would work out nicely like that, and I would actually start on time. Poor Mr. Tat had to go open another bag of popcorn, it looks like, because he had a bag of popcorn set already before the stream. All right, so let's go ahead and run through the build out and take a look at Chad's build. So first off, we have an AMD Ryzen 5 7600X 6 cores, 12 threads, a maximum boost of 5.3 gigahertz. This is, if you're not familiar, a AM5 CPU from the 7000 series. This build was originally one that he selected from our website, and he had said, hey, I want to, you know, get this one. And it was a pre-build that we had ready to ship. And I was like, Chad, let me see what I can do to make this a little better, because that was on the AM4 platform. And for just a few more dollars, we were able to get him on the AM5 platform, which makes more sense, and it made me think, hey, I should probably go fix that other build. Brown and gold cable extensions? No, not brown and gold. If you're staring at brown and gold all day, I think that's the last thing you want to look at. But Chad, if he's here in the chat, more than welcome to jump in and tell us. But the anyway, we went from an AM4 platform to an AM5 with DDR5 versus DDR4. So we got a little bit of an upgrade for Chad, around the same ballpark price that we were working with originally. So that way he'll have a much better system to upgrade later down the road as well. So I tried to do everything I could to get Chad on the best possible PC within our price limit that we're working with. So here we are with an AM5, the Ryzen 5 7600, and then we also are going to be putting that on a B650 Gaming X AX motherboard by Gigabyte. That's a great motherboard. If you haven't used it, I think they have a version 2 out now too, and I wished I had grabbed the V2 versus the first one. I actually don't know if that's V2 or not. What case did he pick? Well, it is a new case. He didn't really pick it, I did. I mean, he kind of said, I want it to look like this one, and so I grabbed a very similar case. And it is actually going to be a new case that I've never built with before. So it'll be a new case. The cooler that we're going to be using is the Frozen Note 360 Black, which is a 360 millimeter radiator. It's got three 120 millimeter PWM addressable RGB fans, and then the graphics card we're running is an RTX 4060 8 gigabyte graphics card, which is 128-bit. This is the Asus Dual Factory OC. We have a 750 watt 80 plus gold power supply, which is more power. Hey, what's up, Zach? Let's go, Chad. Yeah, UPS driver Chad. He's the one that actually picks up all of our PCs when they go out. So everybody give Chad a nice round of applause for taking care of your PC, if you've gotten a PC through us and had it shipped. So 750 watt 80 plus. We also have a 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe, which is Team Group. It's the MP44. Again, not the German machine gun. It is a solid state drive. So if you order an MP44 on Amazon and you're expecting a German machine gun, your expectations were set incorrectly. Then we have the RAM, which is 32 gigs, DDR5. This is the Flare X by G.Skill. And this is 6000 megahertz CL30. There's some really good timing on the RAM. And, I'm sorry, CL32, not CL30. I did grab CL30, but I quoted him CL32. So this is CL30, but on paper I have CL32. Oops. Hey! It's just because I'm special at this point, you know. The case, finally. It's supposed to be the Montech Sky 2. It's the exact case that we built in yesterday. That's what it was supposed to be. But we are running the Montech XR with some possibly added fans. So, super exciting, right? New case, new build for Chad. Let's get started. Jump into it. We don't need any of that, but we do need this. So we're going to start with our motherboard, our CPU, and our RAM. And then we'll probably get our... Actually, no, the mounting hardware goes on the AM5 socket, the standard clips, I think. Pretty sure. I'll have to double check that, but I'm pretty... There we are. I haven't seen Chad. I did text him because I know we're starting later than probably he was anticipating. Apologize, Chad, if you're in there watching somewhere. I'm sorry we started so late. I know you got... I think you got work tomorrow. You might be picking up one tomorrow. I put in a request that's going out. Okay. So here we go. Here's our Gigabyte motherboard. We're going to go ahead and start with our AMD Ryzen 5 7600X CPU. Look at all those amazing pins. You don't ever want to mess up. There's our Ryzen 5 7600X that's going in. Next up is our 32 gigabytes of DDR5 G.Skill Flare X 6000 megahertz CL30. It's a very nice kit. AMD Expo certified. Again, like always, going in slots A2 and B2. Line it up, lock it in. Next is our 2 terabyte M.2 NVMe SSD, which is the not German machine gun. It is a MP44 by Team Group. This is a Gen 4 NVMe SSD, PCIe 4.0, and it is 3D TLC NAND with SLC caching, which means it can handle some pretty good sizable data transfers. If you were, for example, moving data back and forth and it was a large file, it wouldn't slow down as you are transferring. It would kind of maintain its speed and not bog down. But the caching is what really helps that. Also, won't burn out as quickly. It'll be lasting quite a while for him. SSDs do eventually burn out. We're talking years, but can happen. There we go. SSD is now installed. But then again, it would be covered by the heatsink. Wait. Would it be cool, though, if I had a logo of the MP44? Yeah, it would be. But then, again, it would be covered by the heatsink, the heat spreader. Yeah. It'd be, but it still would be cool. Still would be cool. Tattoo Tuna over on Twitch. Hey, what's up? Do I call you IITZ? Rigorous? Rigorous? Help me with the pronunciation. It's rigorous. Is that right? It's rigorous. I think that's what he's trying to go for with the name. I'm sorry, I'm terrible with names. Chad UPS, awesome. Can't wait, brother. Yeah. We're doing it, man. We're doing it. We're building it. We're going. Gamer forever. I just upgraded my PC to the new AM5 platform. Got the Asus Strix B650E gaming Wi-Fi. Got the Ryzen 5 7600X, Western Digital Black SN850X, NVMe, T-Force 2 terabyte T-Force Delta RGB 2 sticks of 16 gigabytes total at 32 at 6,000 megahertz. It's the second one ever. Hey, my guy, you are on point. Thank you. I tried. And I have View 2 plus TG adjustable RGB black mid tower. View 2. Oh, is that the Lian Li? Is that the Lian Li View? Is that what that one is? Oh no, View 27. There's something blocking the chat in my chat window. So I see View 2 and then the 7. Oh, View 270 plus. Got it. Do you prefer YouTube chat over Twitch? No, it doesn't matter to me. Chat over it, I have Kick. I have 4 windows open on one screen. I have Kick chat, I have Twitch chat, I have YouTube chat, and then I have a multi-stream chat that I kind of use to make sure I don't miss anything. And then I should have a Facebook chat, but that feed should land in the multi-stream chat. So I'm trying to manage all of that while trying to build a PC. You know, nobody's tried to, get me to build a PC with my eyes closed yet. You're learning too? Just got your first PC ever that I bought. Well, traded broken Series X for it. Oh, nice. So you just got a PC? So it's your first. Well, I mean, what do you got in there? What's the specs? Gamer Forever over on YouTube. You're still rocking the 6700 XT. Still a great card. If Steve Anderson, who usually is here in the chat on YouTube, was here, he would tell you that he loves that 6600, 67. He loves all of the AMD cards. At least that's what I've gathered. Which is still pretty good graphics card from Red Devil. Yeah, the Red Devil's a great card from Power Color. It's a great card. It's got a beefy heatsink on it. I mean, you asked for it. Yeah, I know. I asked for it. Oh. Yeah. Well, Tat just redeemed over on Twitch. Build with my eyes closed. Chad, are you okay with this? Are we gonna build your PC with my eyes closed? Tat over here on Twitch says that I am. I have to do it. I have no idea how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it. Does it say how long I have to do it, chat? You can't do it. It's all good. This guy. Does it say, well, does it say how long I have to do it? Oh my gosh. Hey, let's do it, Chad. I'm sorry, man. We're just gonna have to build. I don't know. What do you guys think? Like 30 seconds or a minute? It says computer. Oh, I should really be careful about that wording when I punch that in. I was probably drinking when I wrote those, Tat, so that doesn't count. No, let's say 1 minute. 60 seconds. Let's see if Chad's PC's got this. What do we do? I mean, how do I do this? I don't know. How do you guys, can you see if my eyes are even open? Did I put something over my glasses? What do I do? Where's that rag? All right. This is a Seasonic pouch. You cannot see through it. I'm going to put it in between my eyes and my glasses so you know I'm not cheating. At least the best I can, you know. All right, Chad. Here we go. I can't read the chat anymore, so just so you're aware. Is that acceptable? I can't read or confirm that you are accepting this is acceptable. But I mean, I'm pretty blinded right now at this point. So I'm gonna assume you guys are all saying yes, let's do this. Well, I think I should have zoomed out. Hold on, I gotta find my controls for my camera. Because the next step I have to do is, I think it's this one. I don't know how far we're zooming out here at this point. I'm guessing. Is that too much? I don't know. I wish somebody could, like, answer me. Okay. I'm grabbing the board and I'm moving it over to here. Which I think, yep. Now I'm looking for the case. That's next. Hopefully I don't smash your motherboard and your CPU and your RAM with the case. Need something to open. Okay. Some more guys. I don't know what I just knocked over. I'm probably gonna owe him a new case. Okay. That wasn't my fault. The styrofoam broke. The bottom of the styrofoam gave out. That is not my fault. But good thing I have rubber padding on the table. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have another case, right? Which I do have. I have no idea. So I have it up, I have it laying down on the right side. Has it been 1 minute yet, guys? Because this is very difficult. And this is a new case. I have no idea how to even take this panel off. I've never done, aha. I've never done this case before. This is new. Something's holding it. Holding it in this corner. It's tape. Montech tape this bastard on here? Does that mean I can stop? Oh, and there's tape up here too. Huh. Alright. Let me locate the box and put the glass in it. I don't break that. Alright. Now we need to remove the back panel. Completely blindfolded. Good thing we were in this area of the build and not something a little bit more sensitive, like putting the CPU into the socket. That would have been interesting. Okay. We've got the tower with the glass side panel and the back panel off. I need to locate our hardware kit. Hopefully this is a hardware kit and not something weird. Okay, I'm done with this. Please, God, no. Okay, here we are. We're back. I'm done with that because that was too slow. Did I break anything? I did bump the bottom of the case, but looks to have survived. But it hit the rubber cushiony part of the table. You know you got it. Don't laugh at me, LOL. We're gonna go through some of this chat as we catch up now. Apologies. I'm going to power it up in a few. I just got it. Mine, you traded a broken Series X. Oh, got it. Needed a new HDMI port. Oh, snap. Plus $100. Oh, nice. So you traded the Series X plus $100 to get that. And that being an X99 motherboard with a 240mm AIO, 16 gigs of DDR4 RAM, GTX 1660 Super, and a 500 gig SSD with Windows 10, and NZXT tempered glass side panel. That's not, or tempered glass case. That's not bad. A little out of date. Yeah, I mean, the motherboard and CPU. I'm curious about the CPU itself. I know you said it's an X99 motherboard, but I don't know what CPU's in there. Pet played I'm in danger. Yes, I was in danger. Or at least Chad's PC was in danger. Little outdated. Apex, it'll play, yeah, you could pretty much play any game with 1660 Super and 16 gigs of RAM. I just don't know what CPU you have in that system. Oh, you said right there, Intel Xeon E516504 V4, which is the 6-core. Got it. 6-core, 12-thread. It's not a bad processor. I mean, yeah, the architecture is a little bit older, but still, you could pretty much run anything you want there. Hey, what's up, Aaron? I have built 2, but got sick of the RMAs on the last build, so I'm having Ben build. Oh, thanks. You're letting me deal it. No, I'm just kidding. Look forward to it. Look forward to doing your build. So I'm excited to see that one come through. I won't build yours blindfolded. I'll only do Chad's blindfolded like I just did. But that's because Tat over on Twitch requested or redeemed using 2,000 of his channel points to build with my eyes closed. Well said. Well shid. So I did get a pretty good deal. Yeah, I think I'd say that PC would be around 450, valued at like $450 right now in the used marketplace. I asked for it. I know what clip you were referencing with that image. you appreciate your insight, man. Really? Yeah, no problem, man. Yeah, it's a solid system. So really, the next step for you is probably the biggest bang you're going to get for more performance immediately is going to be a bigger graphics card, and that also will depend on what power supply you have on your system. If it's a 500 watt power supply, really you can't get much more out of it. You might be able to go up to like an RX 6600. But if you wanted like an RTX 3060, 3060 Ti, 3070, you might want to consider going up to at least a 650 watt, and in 3070 or 4070, like a 750 watt power supply, just to have some wiggle room since you're upgrading that anyway. The crazy, he was selling it for 15 weeks on Marketplace for like 450-ish. Yeah, the used market has been really weird lately. It's been weird. It's been really hard to sell, especially computers, because it's just, there's so many different deals online right now on the Marketplace. So, because I still sell PC flips on Marketplace, and it's been slow. I would have never gotten this out without looking. I would have tore the bag, screws would have gone everywhere. That would have been quite the interesting situation with screws all over on the inside of the case. All right, so this, my friends, ladies and gentlemen, the Montech XR. I have not built with this case before. It is very similar to your Sky, Montech Sky 2. I don't know if we can see it well enough. Really, the big difference is our front panel is no longer here at the top. It is now on the front here. Nice. I'll have to wipe it down now. I got fingerprints everywhere. But we got our power button, our reset button, our HD audio, USB 3.0, and USB-C all on the very front of the case here. The side is still mesh right here. We still have mesh on the side, so we could do intake on the bottom here, which I am going to add a couple of fans for Mr. Chad down here, 2 120 millimeter fans. And then the side is also intake with reversed blades. The rear is exhaust, and then we'll place our AIO here at the top, which is going to fit a 360 millimeter AIO. But overall, I mean, super clean case. The only thing I would say that I don't like about the case is on the intake on the side, they have this mesh here. I wish they didn't have this mesh here, because the side panel already has a mesh with a dust filter, magnetic dust filter here. So that means this is restricting airflow, the panel itself is restricting airflow, and then the case itself is restricting airflow. I wish Montech would not have done this. It would have cost them more money to make these holes versus cutting this out, and cutting it out would have been cheaper and better. So that's one thing I would call out on this case I don't like, but I mean, it's still going to work fine. I'm not saying at all this is going to ruin the system. I'm just saying that would have been one thing different I would have recommended to Montech if they were designing this case and I was there in their meeting. I would have been, don't do that. That's what I would have said. Outside of that, it's toolless entry to the glass side panel, which is why they probably have tape here for shipping to make sure the glass panel doesn't pop off and shatter during shipping. It also probably protects wires from getting into the fans, though. Yeah, maybe. But I mean, there's enough. I guess I could see your point there, because there's nothing there holding it outside of zip tying it over here. Yeah, maybe. But I don't see that. They would have been better off just putting a piece of metal here or something. Take this metal and fold it up. I don't know. The metal you're cutting out of this, fold it up. Roll it. I don't know. Anything but perforated metal acting like a mesh, which is restricting airflow. Question. My question would be, what would you upgrade first? Or a few things would you upgrade? I was surprised he went Xeon. He went Xeon because that was a cheap alternative. He sounds like a PC flipper. If he went Xeon with an X99 motherboard, he probably flips PCs regularly. That would be my assumption, because you can get a really good deal right now on the Asian marketplace for a server CPU, which would be a Xeon, on a kind of remanufactured board from Asia. And you can get the CPU, the RAM, the motherboard, and a cooler, I think it is, for like 120 bucks or 100 bucks. It's a great start for like a super budget build, because I mean, you've got half the system there at that point, and all you need is a graphics card, case, storage, and a power supply, and you're good to go. So my recommendation, the biggest bang for your buck, is going to be the graphics card upgrade. So if you get to like an RX 6600 or an RTX 3060, it's going to make a significant difference in performance, but your CPU is then going to be the bottleneck, which then, if you want to upgrade your CPU, you're going to look at a much bigger upgrade, because you'll probably have to upgrade your CPU, your motherboard, and your RAM, and your cooler, all at the same time. Because that, you can't just do one of those, you know, at a time, unless you buy it and set it aside, and it does nothing but lose value while you purchase or wait to purchase the other parts. So when you're buying a motherboard or a CPU, I always recommend buying all three together if you have to jump platforms, so that they aren't losing value. So just save your money and then buy it all together. You are definitely teaching me something. Sorry. Yeah. Awesome. Weird. That's the same, or weird. What's some of the first few things you should do when getting a PC that's new to you? Are you saying like a used PC from the marketplace, or like a new PC you just bought from a store that would have a brand new installation of Windows? Because that's two different things. You're buying a PC used on the marketplace. I'm sorry, Chad, we're not making any progress here because we're chatting a lot. But if you're buying a PC on the marketplace, there could be a high potential or high probability that you're buying a PC with a Windows installation that they didn't wipe. So there could be a whole bunch of crap from the previous owner still on there. So the first thing I would do is reinstall Windows on it, reinstall all the drivers, make sure the BIOS is up to date, and then test the crap out of it. You know, just to make sure. It'll be in Braille, so Ben can read it. Thanks, Aaron. Thank you. I would appreciate that. I can't even read Braille, though, so that's going to be a problem. It's also... Or I see a lot of people buying super cheap Dell Optiplexes, gutting it, putting them into a nice case. Yes. So I've actually tried that on my PC flipping Optiplexes. Basically adding an SSD graphics card, maybe changing out the power supply depending on what it needs, and maybe the CPU cooler, adding some cooling to it, and it's ready to go. But the problem is, now anyway, the profits are so low on those, it's just not even worth my time anymore. So I'd rather, instead of doing that and the headaches that might come with it later down the road, because somebody that buys it might end up needing something else, I'm recently decided I'm not going to do that anymore. But I'd rather put together an actual solid build, tell them that, and just stay away from that budget area altogether. It's just the amount of work that's involved to make a few dollars, the profits behind it is just so low. Not worth it to me anymore. I'd have to be turning like 20 of those a day to make sense, and that's a lot of work. Oh no, you're not holding anybody up, dude. Don't worry about it. All right, here we go. We're gonna drop the motherboard in there nice and gently. Thankfully, I'm no longer blindfolded. Or Chad would probably be nervous right now. There we go. We're gonna lay the board into the case, and then we're gonna use 9 screws to mount the motherboard to the case. Can slap a 1660 Super, or can cheap 360 or cheap RTX 3060. Yeah, you definitely want to stay used if you're going RTX 3060, which then you're taking chances on buying used hardware, and may or may not have good or bad results there. You know, so anytime you're buying used hardware, it's going to be a chance. You're taking a chance. Nine screws to rule them all. That's a Lord of the Rings quote, if anybody was wondering. My next goal is the 7900 XT. Nice. The 7900 XT is definitely a great card. Actually, one of my good buddies, John, he's running a 7900 right now, and he is enjoying the crap out of it. He says basically anything he's thrown at it, it has just ran it just beautifully. So, and he plays a ton of like RTS games and you know, things like that. The RTS games, super high detail, high graphic games. So the RX 60 or 7900 XE is a really good card. Tatuna, I'll be honest, though, if I had to choose from the used RTX 3060 versus a 1660 Super, I choose the Cooper every time. That card is a beast of a card. Yes. For the age. Yes. %100% agree. So Chad, be honest, how nervous did I make you when I was building blindfolded? This is also weird. All of our connections are not coming from the top of the case. They're coming from the bottom of the case and going up. I like that, actually. You don't have these unnecessary cables running across your system. It's all staying in the basement and going where it needs to go. I'm a fan of that. 3 USB-C. We've got this guy going here. Going here. The downside is we do lose the addressable RGB and fan hub. We don't have a hub in this one, but for me, not a big deal. For somebody that's a little bit newer for builds, makes the build a little bit more complicated for them. Back here. Oh. I'm just curious to see if Chad was super nervous or not. Okay, the next we've got some of these addressable RGB fans to address. We'll address these. Trying to figure out the chain of command. All right. Nice. Let that sucker go. Got 1, 2, 3. All 3 of them. All 3 of them here. Actually gonna go up. Right, I've changed my. There. Our RGB, addressable RGB, we're gonna send it to the bottom, all the way down there. Okay. These 3 here. So this is kind of annoying that we have to undo these cables. I mean, they're not going to reach any of the ports that they're trying to buy. Or any of the common ports. I don't know why you'd put that. Kind of a factor. There we go. So now we've got all of our front panel and our fans, case fans, plugged in and synced up to the motherboard. Heck, I still use or still have my super old i3 Core Duo sitting in my closet that I built a very long time ago. Nice. Yeah, it's a good solid build back then. That makes me feel a lot better, a little better. My brother has a GTX 1060, one of the greatest cards of all time. I'd say probably the most popular. And my little research was showing the 1060 Super is slightly better than that card. The 1060 Super, I don't think the 1060 Super existed, did it? I think you're thinking about the 1660 Super. 1660 Super. Your old Core Duo card computer has a 580 in it still? Oh, nice. That's pretty good. Pretty solid system, sir. Still. Probably would run Fortnite and Valorant. Okay. The next, I wanted to add a couple of cool fans here down at the bottom for Mr. Tad. Was not originally planned, but I am adding them for a little bit better airflow for him. Looks like we might be able to do 3. I know Tat would force me to do it, so I'm just gonna get it out of the way and do it. Twist ties, guys. Twist ties. So many of these twist ties. Do I put a third? We're looking for a third fan. Anybody seen the third fan? Oh, wait, I know where it went. We put it in, what's his name? Tat, this is your fault, Tat. These aren't reversed. These won't work because they're not reversed. Well, I don't have a third one that looks exactly the same. So we're going to run this one. And I'm going to see if I can get one before tomorrow. If not, it'll be fine. We were adding this on as an added feature. Anyway. I guess this way we're not blocking the PCIe cable that would go through here, technically. Okay. 2 bottom intake fans added. Looking pretty dope. There we go. We got them all plugged in. Now we can move on to something a lot cooler, like get our power supply cable. Then we could get the cooler in there, drop a graphics card in. Good. What else is there left? All right. Time to catch up on the chat. Time ago. Looks like you guys are having some conversation there as well. I know you have a solid black fan laying around there somewhere. I do, but I don't want to put a solid black fan in there. I want an RGB fan. See? And it's even Thermalright, which is the same brand. It's just not RGB. It just would look so strange. I don't like it. I'd rather have the 2, which matches the 2 on the intake on the side. Like that. That looks way more symmetric than putting a black fan there. So, I'm going to keep it at 2, and then try to get a third one in here. So all I gotta do is put it in when it gets here. Not a big deal. If I do get one in here. So I'm also trying to get this done so he can pick up Saturday so that he can, or Friday even, possibly. So I'm going to be gone on vacation for a little bit. Be out of town. Ooh. It's alright, I'll take the blame. It's your fault! You forced me to put that RGB fan in that other PC. And then I forgot to order more. Because I broke the kit of these come in kits of 3. And I took one out of the kit. And I didn't think about it. Because I did plan to put it in here. But it's okay. Originally, we weren't adding any additional fans to this build, so Chad's already getting a bonus. Was not on the invoice. If we had to go to legal. I'm joking, Chad. Joking. I will try to get that third fan here before you pick it up, and then I'll drop it in there. Ooh, you were okay with that the other day, though. Yeah, well, that was because I've built those before. Maybe with the AIO, it looks a little bit different. Yeah, you're right. Shut up. Calling me out on my own. Okay, sir, I understand. I am Dingleberry. I deserve it. So stupid, man. That was the other day, though, by the way. That was the other day. Today is a new day. New day, new bet. Everybody watching, what the hell is this guy talking about? Well, you would have had to see last couple streams ago. Alright, I know we're kind of doing this out of order, putting the power supply in, then the cooler, but that's because I want to get these before we put the cooler in. That's fun stuff. Basement down here. Then you gotta put in box of shame. Yeah, then you gotta be put in the box of shame. You're correct. I probably belong there anyway. One way or another, box of shame is where I belong. Alright, since we're already here, we're just going to do the 24 pin anyway. We'll route our GPU cable to, this is a 4060, so we only have the one PCIe cable. If we're putting a fan in, I'm going to route it down here. And then we need the two EPS cables to run up there. Don't worry, Chad, we'll make this cable management nice and pretty. Here. Flip it over, and what do you got? Boopity boopity bop. cables to plug in. No! I had rubber grommet. Get back in here. There we go. Cable's plugged in. Now it's cooler time. Hey there, bad boy. You gonna keep my CPU cool tonight? Chad, this one is gonna keep this one cool. Okay, so the cooler has its fans, or its cables on its fans facing the right direction on the radiator, so we just have to deal with more twist ties. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Twist Tie Show, where we undo twist ties the entire time. I'm jealous, Chad, getting a dope AIO. I know this thing's badass. Gamers Nexus did a really good review on this one, as you know, because you've probably heard me say that a couple times now. But for those who are new to the stream, if you want to check out a really good review of this cooler, this is the Thermalright Frozen Note, and Gamers Nexus, a very reputable YouTube channel, tech channel, / tech journalism, / Tech Jesus, aka Steve. Did a really good review on the Thermalright, and he really likes it. The longevity is really the only thing in question. How long does this thing last? What does time do to it? And I can already answer that question. I have quite a few of these already running out there for well over a year now, and they're still running and performing like they were new. So I've had a couple of random fans go bad. Bearings, just the bearings. I think Army Vet over on the Twitch side has identified that as well. He'd ran into that problem. So that seems to be a common problem with the fans, where the bearings go bad, but I mean, it's a pretty cheap, relatively simple fix. And then the pump itself is still running flawlessly. So that's the important piece out of this cooler, is the pump. Fans are very interchangeable and kind of expected over time, because they only have so many rotations on them before the bearings will go bad, and that goes with any fan, just like any mechanical device, such as your car. Eventually, something will break, because it's mechanical. They wear down. Wear and tear, good sir. Alright, so now I'm going to shove all these cables undone. But before I get to that point, we're just going to stop there and make sure we have our screws ready, because last time I was an idiot and didn't have them ready. LOL, yeah. Hi! I forgot also, CPU fan header for the radiator fans, we want to get that plugged. Fan header. The AIO pump, inline pump, is going to go pump. That's right, this board is so stupid. I don't like that. Not that the board's bad. It's just a bad placement for the pump. They put the pump at the bottom of the board, and I don't understand why they do that. Gigabyte, what the hell you do that for? Most people are building with AIOs, and that's going to be at the top or the front. I don't know why the pump's at the bottom of the board. Yeah. So we'll put it in the CPU opt and run that as if it's the pump header. CPU option. Not it's a Toyota. They just last forever. Do they? Brother, sorry. Brother. Sorry. Okay, our screws are here, ready and waiting. We can stuff these cables into the nice tight hole here. While you guys watch me make weird faces. I'm groping your computer. I'm sorry, Chad. I have to do this. This is in a weird, awkward situation. Okay. I think I got them all. Now, without shattering the front panel, you'll want to nicely, or slowly, work this cooler up to the top of the case. Right? And now we're ready to add our screws. So all you have to do is say Wingardium Leviosa and pretend you're Harry Potter. Relocate your screwdriver because you're not very good at keeping things in arm's reach. And then hopefully your screwdriver's magnetic, kind of like mine is half-ass magnetic. And you'll get a screw in here. I'm going to start in the middle one because that's where most of the weight is right now. Try to center it up the best I can. Give it a little tight. And let it sit there for a second, and then I'll grab a corner. There we go. That's how you put an AIO or a radiator in without, you know, getting too creative. And we're putting the radiator on the top of the case because we're exhausting all the CPU heat out. I mean, it's a 7600 as it is, 7600X. So it's not like the CPU is going to be super hot, but it could be later when if he upgrades later down the road. And this cooler will run all the way up to a 7900 or 7950X 3D if you wanted it to. It will handle it. So you could literally swap out the CPU to a bigger CPU later down the road, and he has everything he needs for it. No other additional upgrades required. Pretty badass, huh? And then same thing with the graphics card. We've got that 750 or what? 750 watt power supply already in the system. So, wants a graphics card upgrade? No problem. Swap it out. Upgrade. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Alright, now I'm just going to try to finish fishing the remainder of these cables back. Apparently some of them decided that they don't want to go. What happened here? Dude. Why is that even a thing? How is that even a thing? Apparently, beep, boppity, boop. Good enough. There we go. Now we've just got this inline pump cable that we need to run. And we're going to run that all the way back over here. Ow! Poke yourself in the finger with a nice sharp pin somewhere on the motherboard. Right? And then we'll plug it into the CPU op header. I might have to get a zip tie up there. What a pain in the ass. I'd say the Sky 2 definitely has more room at the top of the board for when you have a cooler up there. Definitely way more room. Oh, nice, Ben. You're an idiot. This is because I'm special. Okay? We already knew that, though. Once again, do the same thing you just did 5 seconds ago, because you like repeating things. And eventually, you'll have everything where you want it to be. We are going to have to put a zip tie there, because it's just going to keep saying fuck you all the time. Okay. This glass should pop out. Been trying to do it this whole freaking... Hopefully I can find that, because it just shot wherever it was going, it went. We'll have to locate that. There we go. Totally awesome, right? What are the chances? Alright, so now we are going to mount the actual block, aka this guy, onto the CPU, aka that guy. And to do so, we are going to get our mounting hardware for the AM4/AM5 socket for this cooler onto the block. We're going to peel our plastic off the copper, because you definitely don't want to forget that. Fuck. And then we are going to apply our thermal paste to the CPU. I definitely applied enough. And then we're going to mount this bad boy, but we're going to loosen these screws. Too tight. Holy shit, that just happened. Why did that pop off? Is there a way to lock this in or no? Kind of a tricky install because we got a loose hardware, but as soon as we start tightening this up, it's not going to go anywhere. Kind of loose for some reason. Go. Now, we're going to run this RGB cable from the block. Hey, what's up, little dud? Welcome to the build show. A little dude or a little dud? Or a little dude? I had to second guess myself there. We're gonna run this RGB cable to the back of the PC. And then we'll start that chain. Ugh. Go on, get back there, boy. Come on. Fishing you through, nice and easy. Okay. So eventually you'll have something like this, right? You know? Or it's starting to look like a gaming PC. Dad, what do you think? So clean looking? Thank you. Thank you. Where's Chad, though? He probably fell asleep, honestly, because he gets up probably super early for UPS stuff. He's like, this guy starting the damn stream so damn late. I'll watch it tomorrow. Now for our graphics card, which is going to be the RTX 4060. The Asus Dual OC. Got 8 gigs of VRAM. It's factory overclocked. Nice brand new fresh card going in. I've only done this a few times, that's why I make it look probably easier than it actually is. These peels are usually a pain in the ass. I can't believe I actually got through it that quickly. I'm going to loosen up the back here. That'll open this up so I can remove the back panels here to input or insert the graphics card. Dad said, if I like it, he does. Oh, okay. I had a feeling you guys knew each other. But Chad left you in charge, huh? There we go. Graphics card snapped right in. Clicked in right into that PCI slot, nice and smooth. Slotted right in. Trying to figure out the right word there. Slotted seems to be the best word for that action. Okay, and now our graphics card power supply cable, which is the PCIe 8-pin, goes there. We'll slide that over, slap a zip tie on this. We'll slap another zip tie on this, because we're fancy. Okay. Now, what's left? Cable management. Huh. It's the most favorite part of a stream. The cable management portion. Hell yeah. Ugh. Everybody's favorite part, just watching me. LOL. 100% tuna approved. Yes. I assumed so. Oh dear God. I forgot about these. Never mind. We're not done yet. Not even close. Well, we are. We're very close. I just got to sort these and daisy chain them and plug them into the motherboard on the top there. Their respected locations. Fan. 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 RGB. Try to sort these out so they don't have a cluster as big of a clusterfuck as they were. I mean, cluster F. Use my language. Last PWM. Here we go. So those are actually all done. That's good. Next, we have to make a chain here. We will make the chains and get it plugged into the motherboard so it syncs with the wonderful RGBs. There we go. Finally. Making some progress. Let me guess, Chad gave you permission to ship it over to him too. Is that what I heard? Ship it over to you? Chad said, yeah, this one has to go get tested by Tuna first. It has to be Tuna verified. All right, there's our RGB connection. Now we cable manage, then we turn it on. Chad, I hope you're nearby. We're almost there. We need you to tell us to push that power button. It's gonna be your job to do that. Yeah, this is gonna be a cluster. I knew this was going to be a cluster because of this craziness that's going on here. How do I work around this? Really can't. Why is there... Right, now I remember. I mean, I guess I could. There's one fan header up there. Like that. By the way, guys, I just unplugged a fan header, blindfolded. Couldn't see the other side, but I just felt it. Here, so then we can keep the cables out of the way. Maybe. One more flip. Sorry, guys. I know, I'm terrible. Shame on you. And I'm putting fingerprints on a nice shiny block that I peeled the peel off of. Dumbass. Talking to myself. Okay, so that'll be a lot better. And those can run here, those can run there. Okay, much better. Much more satisfied with the direction of everything here. The flow. The flow is working much better now. Still have to find that stupid piece of plastic that snipped off. I wonder if it popped out and went down here. More zip ties needed, my liege. Looks like chaos. It is chaos. At first, it just takes a little patience, you know? You just gotta start at it one little bit at a time, plan it out, kind of, hey, I want the flow of my cables to go here. What do I have to do to make that happen? Once you have that figured out, then you're pretty much golden the whole rest of the way. Just patience, you know? Playing with each cable, get them to situate. Really all you got to do. That's one channel. This is going to be the back channel here. We're going to run down the back side of this. I think we have a cable channel. Aha. Don't do the cable management because it is easy. We do the cable management because it is hard. And because you paid for us to build it, we're obviously going to do the best we can. Anybody know where I got that quote from? There's probably at least 5 people in here that say it. No, that sounds familiar. Could be. Very historic quote. Some people are not fully confident that it was really happening from the topic. All right, there we go. Look at that. Let's not cut any cables, shall we? Okay. All right, and then we have these extra cables down here from the power supply that we have to bundle up. Then we're ready to fire this bad boy up. Chad can finally see PC powered on for the first time ever. It's gonna be a historic moment. Tears shall be in my eyes for a brief moment. That we choose to go to the moon. Yes. There you go. We choose to go to the moon, not because it is easy. But because mostly it's a challenge, and hold my beer, America said, and we went. There's actually a lot of cool stories around that whole topic. Really interesting stories too. About how we tricked Russia, in some cases, by selling them fake information on our shuttles. Really interesting stuff. All right, Chad, what do you think? How's your cable management? Do you like that? Do you give us the approval on it? No answer means you get tuna approved. Jar of dirt. I didn't realize the stream had started. Sorry, man. Maybe I should post it in the Discord. Probably a good idea to do that, man. Yeah, probably a good idea. I'm probably the oldest person in here, of course. I knew what you were talking about. You see, I'm not that old. I wasn't even alive during that time. But I do know, I'm a nerd for history. Chad, UPS, he says it's beautiful. We're doing it. Chad, you stay right there. Don't you go anywhere. Bill, we're firing this thing up. Oh. Four. Oh, here it is. See? I told you it'd fall out. Told you. Touch my palms over here a few times. Is there plastic? You gotta be kidding me. I didn't know there was plastic on the inside. Okay, this panel has to be able to come off. Got a weird streak on the glass here. I'll have to Windex it. Buff it out. Aha! We had a cable try to sprout its way back up here. So I need to get back down there. Not supposed to be up here. Back in the basement. You got twisted. Oh, you got twisted. Okay. All right. The reveal. What do you guys think of that? Looking dope? Hell yeah. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's do it. Let's fire her up, Buttercup. You call me Buttercup every time I need to turn on a PC? You guys over here are ruthless. Kind of concerned because the power supply did a little clicky sound. Haven't heard that sound in a long time. Or maybe I'm lying. All right, Chad. You tell me to fire this thing up. Tell me to push this power button. When you're ready. Waiting on you, Chad. Power button's down here. All I gotta do is push that button. You tell me to push that button, we'll turn it on. Chad says, fire it up. DDR5, be patient. LL Will, welcome to the build show, sir. Shazam! DDR5 does take a moment to post, so it takes a second. But we just got to a post already. We're here. Look at that. Look at that beautiful, beautiful build. I mean, Chad, that's your PC. You come home, sit down at your desk, open a beer, look over to your right or your left, and you probably your left side. Look over to your left and you see that running. Yeah. Because I know you have to pick up our computers and ship them. If you don't do it, who else is going to? Yes. It is magnificent. Other than we have a boot failure detected on the Gigabyte motherboard, but this is because we have to do a BIOS update. This is version 1. Yes. Loaded the optimized defaults. Looks better than mine. I mean, it's pretty. But you see what I'm saying? the two fans down here and the two fans on the side kind of blend, but then you could have the same argument about the three fans on the top and the two fans on the bottom. So I will try to get that third fan in here. I intentionally ran the GPU cable through the backside rather than here, so we could try to cram another fan in there. Yeah, we need to do a BIOS update before we even try to install Windows here. That's okay. Cool. Well, there we go, Chad. The build is built. Now all we have to do is finish the Windows side of it and go through the battle-tested side. I'm going to try to get that third fan in here for you. And then all you got to do is pick it up before Sunday. Would be ideal. So I'll have it ready probably, if not tomorrow, I will have it ready Saturday. For sure. Leaving you a very small window to come get it. I think you're actually coming out here and picking up a PC if you're working tomorrow. I do have a pickup request in. So there's another one going out. I don't know what time you'll be there, or if you're allowed to bring a personal object like this into your truck, but if you try to make the pickup over here later, if you are coming out this way and you are assigned it, then I could potentially have this ready for you to grab when you're here, along with the monitors, the mouse, the keyboard, the mouse pad, the whole shebang. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to call it an evening. I got to do a BIOS update now. I'm going to try to get Windows knocked out as quickly as possible so we could get this rolling. I do have 2 more PCs to build. 2 more before the end of this week. So we'll probably have a build stream either tomorrow or possibly Saturday morning. I'm trying to decide when the best time is because I have some things I got to take care of tomorrow. I'm going to try to squeeze it all in. But, of course, I'm going to try to do it probably tomorrow. So, expect another evening build stream tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Chad, I look forward to seeing you with this build in your hands, on your desk, shooting it up like the shooters, the games. I just said that, and I'm like, that's probably dumb to say. You know, I'm an idiot. So let's move on. We'll see you next time, guys. We'll see you on Friday, tomorrow. Thanks for joining. Have a good night, guys. Sounds good, man. Have a good night. Thanks again. No problem. We'll see you on Friday. Have a good night, some giant idiot. Good night. Have a great weekend. I'll actually be back on Friday. Have a good weekend.